We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us. We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us.
The evergreen forest where the dinosaurs live. Toto, Speedy, Hank and Cliff. Radical Rex, a tyrannosaur. He's a good friend of the herbivore.
We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us. We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us.
Tracy, the small triceratops, gets into trouble quite a lot. Emily and Charlotte are brontosaurus. Dante is the wise diplodocus.
We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us. We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us.
Some of the plant-eating dinosaurs who lived in the evergreen forest were enormous. Add together necks, tails, the big bodies and stumpy legs, each could be as big as a row of houses. Dante Diplodocus and the Bronte sisters were so big that they got very tired if they had to walk too far. They liked to stand half floating in the muddy waters of the great swamp. Other dinosaurs were much smaller, but each had something special. Hank the Tank, the ankylosaur, had thick hard skin like a shell and a long tail with a big knobbly club on the end which he could use against meat-eaters. His friend Stevie Stegosaurus also had a very tough skin and diamond-shaped bits of bone on his back to help protect him. Cliffhanger, the pteranodon, could do something very special indeed. He could fly. Tracy Triceratops, however, was special in a different way. She was always getting into trouble. The grown-ups told Tracy to be better behaved, to think of others first and not to be selfish. Usually, Tracy didn't care too much what anyone thought of her. But today, things just weren't going her way.
I want to play with someone. I want to play with someone. Oh, I can't find anyone who wants to play with me.
As she stomped around through the trees, she came across Stevie Stegosaurus. He had a pile of leaves and flowers in front of him, and with his mouth he was carefully pulling them together to make what looked like a flowery necklace.
Hi, Stevie. I've been looking for you everywhere. Oh, come and play.
Oh, just a minute, Tracy. I'm busy.
Well, you don't look very busy. You're just nibbling a load of boring plants around. Doesn't look like much of a game to me.
It's not a game. I'm making a present for Charlotte and Emily Brontosaurus.
A present? Why? Is it their birthday?
No, but when I had a terrible tummy ache, they helped make me better by mixing up special herbs into a drink. So I wanted to do something nice for them to say thank you.
Well, can't you do that later?
No, Tracy, it's important. I want to do it now, but it's going to take quite a while.
All right, you can be boring if you want to. I'm off to play.
And Tracy trudged off back along the path.
Nobody wants to play with me. I know. I'll go and see Hank. I bet he'll play with me.
Tracy found Hank the Tank at the edge of the great empty space the size of a playground where no trees grew. He did look like he was playing. He had some thick sticks standing up in a row, and with his nose he was rolling a coconut at them, trying to knock them over.
Hi, Hank. Do you want to play with me?
Hi, Tracy. I'm sorry, I'm a bit busy at the moment.
Huh. You don't look very busy. You're just rolling that stupid coconut along.
It's not stupid, Tracy. It's a present from Radical Rex to say thank you because I saved him from some fierce meat-eaters by waving my big tail at them. I wanted to play quietly.
I'll play with it later. Come with me now.
Sorry, Tracy. It was really kind and thoughtful of Radical to give me this. I think he'd be upset if he thought I didn't want to play with it.
Boring. Well, I don't care. I'll go and play by myself. No one wants to play with me. It's not fair.
No one wants to play with me. Don't know the reason why. It's warm and sunny out today. Not a cloud is in the sky. We could hop, we could play, we could try to run away. We could be as naughty as each other. We could frolic lick in the mud. Pretend we're being good, makes a noise and irritate our mothers. We could jump upon some leaves, make a mess and then can leave all the tidying up to someone else after. We could creep up from behind, play hide and seek and find, and scare them with our laughter. But no one wants to play with me, to know the reason why. It's warm and sunny out today, not a cloud is in the sky. We could pretend we were asleep and jump up on our feet and splash about in swampy water. We could swing around our tails and try to chew our nails, stand on rocks and appear much taller. We could pull up all the ferns, take it in turns, and throw the leaves at our parents. We could headbutt all the trees, crawl along on our knees, stand around and have a tantrum. But no one wants to play with me, to know the reason why. It's warm and sunny out today, not a cloud is in the sky. No one wants to play with me, to know the reason why. It's warm and sunny out today, not a cloud is in the sky.
Tracy had stomped off as far as the great swamp, and so she couldn't stomp any further.
Hang on, there's Dante Diplodocus. I bet he can think of some really clever games. Hello, Dante. Do you want to play with me?
Hello, young Tracy. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm going to be busy this afternoon. I promised Cliffhanger I'd teach him how to tell the difference between left and right.
But you can do that tomorrow.
But I promised him, Tracy, and it would be a bad thing to break a promise. Besides, it'll be a good thing for Cliff to learn. He does get very confused when he's trying to find places in the forest.
Oh, all right. Go and do boring lessons with Cliff. I don't care. Nobody wants to play with me. Nobody wants to play with me.
I say, Tracy dear, would you mind not shouting quite so much?
Yes, dear, we were trying to have a little snooze in the swamp.
And you're very noisy.
Yes, very noisy.
You're very, very noisy.
It was Charlotte and Emily Brontosaurus.
Oh, Charlotte and Emily, nobody wants to play with me.
Yes, dear, I think we heard that bit.
Why don't they want to play with you, dear?
They're all busy doing things for other people.
They're being kind and helpful, dear.
They're being boring, you mean?
Now, just a moment, Tracy, dear. Doing kind things for other people is a very good way of spending your time. If you help someone else, they'll help you back.
You mean, if I do something for someone else, I'll get a nice present like Hank did?
I don't think she's got it.
I'm sure she hasn't got it.
You just haven't got it quite right. You shouldn't do a kind thing for someone just because you want a present.
It just doesn't work like that, dear. But if everyone helps each other, everyone will be better off at the end of the day.
You help me, dear, and I'll help you. It's the way to go about it. It's what we should do when you want to get out and get things done. It might be easy and it's much more fun. So help your friends, expect none in return. That's the way it works. You have to wait your turn. Oh my, now I'll help you and you help your mum, and your mum does a favour for someone else's son, and then they do a deed which is good and true. Oh yes, for someone else who thinks that they know you. Goodness gracious. So help your friends, expect none in return. That's the way it works. You have to wait your turn. Now they help someone, Jeremy, who lives next door, who needs some extra time to do a little more. You go up to them and ask for a favour, and they say they'll help you out a little bit later. So help your friends, expect none in return. That's the way it works. You have to wait your turn. It's the way it is. Now you can see that when I help you, you'll eventually help me. It's give and take, but not so directed. If you leave someone out, they'll feel neglected. So help your friends, expect none in return. That's the way it works. You have to wait your turn. So help your friends, expect none in return. That's the way it works, you have to wait your turn. So help your friends, expect none in return. That's the way it works, you have to wait your turn, dear. Do you understand a little better now, Tracy, dear?
Well, I think so. Cliffhanger flew around to find something for Stevie, and because Cliff was kind, Dante wants to help him with his left and right. Because Dante knows that if he ever needed help, one of the other dinosaurs would help him. Is that right?
Oh, I think she's got it.
She's definitely got it. You finally got it right.
Well, I think what I ought to do is do something nice for everyone. I know. We'll have a disco. A dinosaur disco.
Oh, my goodness me, dear. I haven't been to one of those since I was a very young dinosaur.
Tracy went off to start organising. First, she found Radical Rex, the friendly Tyrannosaurus.
Radical, I want to organise a disco for everyone. Will you help me?
Hey, sure thing, Trace. Just let me finish my lunch and I'll be right with you.
Then she went back to find Hank the Tank.
Hank! I'm sorry I said you were boring. Oh, please forgive me. I want to organise a big disco for everyone. Will you help me?
Of course I will, Tracy. As soon as I finish playing with my present, I'll come along. Will it be in the empty space?
Yeah, I'll see you there.
All the rest of that day, Tracy and Radical Rex worked hard to get everything ready. First, Tracy struggled and heaved and dragged 3 old fallen tree trunks and put them at one end of the empty space. These would be the drums to make dancing music for the other dinosaurs. Then Radical reached up with his clawed hands and bent some palm trees over the edge of the empty space to make a kind of a roof. When Hank arrived, Tracy asked him to find the 3 Hypsilophodon brothers and asked them to help with the music. They had long, thin legs, which they could use to stamp on the tree trunks, and stiff tails, which they could use to bash against them. And these 3 Hypsilophodons loved making noise, so of course they said,
Yes!
All the other dinosaurs got to hear what was happening. And all of them said how nice it was of Tracy to go to all this trouble to do something special for them. So as it began to get dark, all the dinosaurs came to the empty space ready for the dinosaur disco. What a success the disco was. Everyone was dancing. Charlotte and Emily Brontosaurus.
My dear, you dance beautifully.
Thank you, dear. Stand by for my Billy Bounce.
Hank the Tank and Stevie Stegosaurus.
I'm going to be like the Hypsilophodons and bash your tree trunk.
That's not a tree trunk, Stevie. That's my tail. Ouch!
Radical Rex and Toto Protoceratops.
Hey, Toto, you're a great little mover.
Thanks, Radical. Just try not to tread on me.
Cliffhanger.
This dancing's a bit too tiring for me. I prefer swooping.
And in the very middle of the disco stood Tracy Triceratops, who had a big announcement to make.
Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you all for coming to the disco. I hope you're all having a really good time.
The Hypsilophodons bashed their feet and tails harder than ever on the tree trunks. And all the dinosaurs jumped and spun and hopped and bounced in time to the music.
Setting over evergreen land, and all our friends will soon hold hands. All be getting merry now the day is done, in groups or twos or one by one. Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open doors. We'll have the disco with the dinosaurs. All you need are dancing clothes. Fat ones, thin ones, tall ones too. Make this seem like a dinosaur zoo. The spiky stegosaurus and the pleurosaur kick up their heels and begin to roar. Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open door. We'll have a disco with the Dan fell. The mess was the same as a 40-ton shell. Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open doors. We'll have a disco with the dinosaurs. All you need are dancing floors. Tracy laughed and skipped with Meg. Dante deplored because stayed high in his head. And at the very moment when the horns began to wail, they all queued to slide down Dante's tail. Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open door. We'll have a disco with the dinosaurs. All you need are dancing floors. Poor old Stevie with his thick skin wasn't quite sure how to begin. Hanger said, Stevie, just copy me and imagine you can fly like a bumblebee. Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open door. We'll have a disco with the dinosaurs. All you need are dancing floors. Consider the smile on Hank the Tank's face when he was told his dancing was ace. Maybe the best in the whole night show, with everyone shouting, "Go Hank, go!" Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open door. We'll have a disco with the dinosaurs. All you need are dancing floors. The dancing carried into the night. The fireflies swirled to give them light. And when it was time for the going home kiss, how do they do it with dinosaur lips? Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open door. We'll have a disco with the dinosaurs. All you need are dancing floors. Come to the disco with the dinosaurs. Come on in through the open door. We'll have a disco with the dinosaurs. All you need are dancing floors.
And when all the dinosaurs had danced and sung as much as they could, they said a big thank you to Tracy Triceratops. And they all went exhausted to bed, dreaming about dancing. And Tracy went to bed feeling happy, having done something nice for everyone.
We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us. We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us.
The evergreen forest where the dinosaurs live. Toto, Speedy, Hank and Cliff. Radical Rex, a tyrannosaur. He's a good friend of the herbivore.
We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us. We are the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are us.
Tracy the small triceratops gets into trouble quite a lot. Emily and Charlotte are brontosaurus. Dante is a wise diplodocus.